Hiya girls, we are Barney and Lukey and we are the hot young visionaries behind Truffle Pig Wigs.
And this is Cliffhangers, the unofficial, unrequested and unhinged Rupauls Drag Race recap show.
The views and opinions expressed on Cliffhangers are from a couple of women who just love drag and have zero real business judging it. If you are not a fan of red-hot acidic critique, turn back now.
Sashay, Shantae, Wild Boar on the runway. It's Barney.
Piggy writes. Oh, and she brings new meanings to No Holes Barred. It's Lukey Luck. Every hole's an option.
They are all goals as well.
They are. Not for me, but for someone.
Can I just start by saying,
please,
we are ever so sorry for the very abrupt ending to the finale episode of All Star 6 Cliffhangers.
Oh, yeah, shit.
We were out here probably doing an 18-minute outro saying about how much we love the listeners, how thankful we are, and it all got cut off. And by the time we found out, it was too late and we couldn't be bothered to go back in and
It's funny how the moment of gratitude is the one that was secretly lost, wasn't it?
Isn't it? It's almost like it never existed.
How are you, ladies? We are back again in the studio after what seems like a very, very short break.
A very short hiatus. So what have we been up to?
I don't know. What have we been up to? Not a damn thing.
I feel like we've been up to a lot. We went to the Shoreditch House belated Pride party, saw Bimini doing a very strange set of just singing Breathe by The Prodigy and Wonderwall.
And also all the girls, literally every single...
Caramel was there.
All the girls were there and just all in the audience.
Taste was in the audience and I was a real just creepy...
To make a change.
Creaky, gross man and walked past and sort of did like a scratch on his back and was like, gorgeous. But he smiled, he, she, they laughed. And so I'm hoping it's okay and hoping I'm not barred.
Yeah, banned for life.
We also went to support our favourite queer strip club, Harpies.
Oh, yeah.
Fortunately, we looked forward to it too much that we got very drunk and then ended up leaving after an hour and 40 minutes. We don't know why. We don't know what happened. Gutted.
I think it's best that we don't connect our faces, names or identities to that evening.
Indeed. We also went to see the one and only Fancy Shoes' one-woman show at the Hornet Centre.
We did. Shout out to Georgie B.
And most recently, we had to wake up at 5:45 or earlier, some of us yesterday, to get tickets for a Secret Garden party.
Some of us never went to bed, Lukes.
Some of us. I've got tickets for Secret Garden party, so we'll see you there, maybe.
Fanny Flowers, actually.
Fanny
The greatest festival there is. IMO.
I couldn't say that Glastonbury's not the greatest festival. It's different vibes.
Different strokes,
Mini and Maxi.
Yeah, absolutely. But one of the best ever. And that's what we've been up to. That was a quick fire. And in a couple of weeks, so much stuffed in. And also he, she, they as well. Shout out to, again, the Harpies girls. But let's talk some drag, shall we? Because season 3 of Drag Race is back. Can you believe?
I was looking forward to it, but I thought, after season 2, like, is it really going to be any good?
Yeah.
And now, literally, as soon as it started, I was like, I'm in. This is
100%.
it. As good. It's going to be
100%.
sick. I can't wait.
Yeah, just like, it's always the thing of like the Meet the Queens is just like, they're a fun bunch of girls. But it's just because Meet the Queens is such a shit format. Like, just like sit there and answer these 5 really boring questions. Like, name your drag in 3 words. Like, so it makes it seem like it's preemptively going to be like a pile of dog shit. But as soon as they came in, I was like, fuck, this is going to be such a good season.
Should we get on with the workroom entrances?
Oh, I wish you would. First up. Go on, introduce them.
You've taken the words from my mouth there. Yeah. First up, we have Ms. Veronica Green going for a Ding Dong the Witch Isn't Dead vibe. Lovely Carl Brown vintage waves, dress made by her.
E. coli, but make it fashion.
Perhaps.
I think the question on everyone's lips is, what would be the reason why you would be so patchy when you're first in? Oh, it's already started, isn't it?
I guess
Come on, we literally... You know why you came here, girls.
I think it's cute that she had a theme and like an idea
What's
for
the theme? Princess Fiona?
No, the witch is dead. That's her theme.
I think you are...
That's what she said when she came in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She said the witch is dead?
Isn't dead. Ding dong, the witch isn't dead.
Okay.
And, so, yeah, she's doing like a thing. But it's like, why... If you're going to paint your whole body green, why would you not have like a better outfit?
Oh.
I just feel like, nice that you got a theme, but like it should have been so much bigger. Like,
but
this
why
is
she
your
patchy?
re-entrance.
You are, like, you're a drag queen. You do makeup. Like, if you're gonna,
not every witch has got access to the kind of skincare needs that we do. She's probably
let's
got
talk about the
rackets.
witches with rosacea. It was so confusing to me because I was like, if that was me and I walked in, like, let's harken back to the days of a Miss Fame, for example. Like, if that was me and I walked in and I saw that back on the TV and I was like, wow, my first reintroduction back into season 3, and I'm just like patchy as fuck. Like,
I didn't really care about the patchiness. I just thought, why have you done it
I've
so
seen your foundation
half-hearted?
on that, so it's not a big deal to you.
Please. Yeah, just a bit shit. I like that she joked on the sister joke from last time.
Sure.
But, yeah, 6 truffles.
Same. Oh, you truffled them. Same look in the interview.
Some of us are podcasters, Barney.
Same look in the interview in her swagger jagger outfit. Very. Why does she dress like Cher Lloyd?
I don't know.
And apparently, you've never seen anyone like me compete before because there wasn't another superstar. That's her own word. She
We
said.
have seen her compete before, though.
But she also said, you've never seen. So I've never seen someone like me before on this program. And she said, let's hope there's not another superstar in season 3, referring to the idea that there was no superstars in season 2 and there's not in this.
I don't think
Which
she's.
is a
I think she's
bold-
just saying she is a superstar. So let's hope there's no more to compete with her.
But that's what I mean. Like, you're essentially saying that there is no other superstars to compete against her. Because
Saying, let's hope.
well, hoping and wishing, honey. Hoping and wishing.
Is she going to have the Jan Sport Barney edit this season?
I think it's the demon twink edit that they just sometimes... It's abrasive, honey.
All right, come on, give me a quick truffle.
It'd be a 4 for me.
Okay.
Can I just say quickly as well, I don't know whether you've caught up on the piping hot tea Havana that is... have you seen the video of Ahura? Where the internet is losing its mind about.
I don't think so.
So it's in like a meet and greet after a show, and it's like Tay Sahur, and that someone's in the audience has asked them to do Snog Marry, not Snog Marry Avoid, or whatever it is, or shoot fuck Marry Kill or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I'd fuck Bimini because Bimini's earning loads of... No, I'd marry Bimini because Bimini's earning loads of money. I'd fuck Astina because Astina's fit, and she's like, and I've got a type. Which is, we'll gloss over that, problematic in itself. But then she's like, and I'd kill Veronica Green because she's fucking annoying and she's a bitch. She just like goes so hard. And everyone is like, wow, how nice. It's like, what the fuck? Like, obviously this is coming from the pod, so you know the energy of the pod. But just like, have
What
you
do you
been to
expect when
see
you ask
drag?
a horror
Yeah.
a question where she's got to like...
Kill someone?
Yeah.
And then what's funny is that someone has then attached the next video that's like Tace. And Tace is basically like, and I'd kill Veronica Green as too because she's so annoying. And I was like, but where's this energy for your other fave?
Yeah.
Tace, like,
Did you see the most recent Ahura? I know you have because I've sent it to you. Listeners, have you seen how fit Ahura is out of drag these days?
Oh.
All them doctors... Let their spirits
Wow.
combine.
Yeah.
Well, she said to us she uses multiple guys. All
Yeah.
the Harley
Shout
Street
out.
quacks are
shout out
dinging
Wong.
her.
Do you remember? You've been wonged.
You've been wronged. You need to be wronged. But yeah, honestly, so fit. I actually had to comment on it being like fit in capital letters.
Wow. That you felt that moved.
Yeah, I don't often.
Fit.
I'll throw likes in, but I don't often comment on the gals.
No, I'm not even a liker. I'm just a lurker. Unless it's actually when it's the gals, I'm like, every so often I'll throw her. Oh my fucking God. But that's it. That's all you're getting from me.
Kitty's got claws.
Pam Ann meets Elle Woods by way of Trisha Paytas.
Well, Elle Woods was the inspiration.
Was it? Do I
yeah.
listen to anything? Or is it just in my head? I'm
I
going,
just saw that on the Insta.
da, 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 da. She is Trisha Paytas. I will not hear another word about it.
I thought it was quite an early cracker look.
Okay. Yeah. She has actually done that entire pink sort of air hostess thing. I can see it right now. Absolutely motherfucking gorgeous face.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Love the name as well.
Yeah. Pop culture references is our love language. So I'm very glad.
Although
that
I
she was
didn't get that at the time.
Did you not? Did you
No,
not
I just thought air hostess, like sort of
What do you mean you didn't get what?
that it was a Legally Blonde moment.
But you know she did all the ones after. And she's like, she's actually a reporter.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
all of that. I was
the,
like, yeah, bitch, yeah.
What are they called? Impressions were great.
Yeah. But I think that's what she meant in terms of the pop culture references. I think she was then giving you some examples. Hair by Katie Bain.
Yes.
Which looks fucking gorgeous, doesn't it? Just real nice. She just does a good soft end brushable teased
Big and
out.
sexy.
Yeah. And also styled by Dakota Schiffer.
Well, there you
Which
go.
you can see from the sort of vintage aesthetic of it. Very into it.
I've written here 7 truffles, but I think I want to take it down.
Wow. Let's take
Just
it
based on how I've been judging the rest of this episode.
I actually didn't truffle these, but I'm happy to say I'll truffle it at a 7 as well.
I'm giving it a 6.5.
Okay. You
Because
love
a
a half
7
point there,
is...
don't you?
Definitely, I thought it was fun. I liked the beat.
Actually, no, I did like the beat. Okay, I'll keep it
Yeah.
a 7.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
my... If I'm not sure, does that apply to it? And if it does,
Yeah.
it's a 7. If not,
That's a real like swayer.
Yeah. Next up, by the rivers of Medaway.
If you can't work out, this is me breathing into a paper bag. Don't worry, I've already sent her a message on Insta, just being like, we are obsessed with it. Oh, it's just...
Oh, Jesus. Gross.
That is paedophilia.
Sorry, first of all, so motherfucking stunning on that close up. When it got close to the face, I was like, well, hot fucking damn.
It reminds me of kind of like ABBA meets Carmen Miranda.
Okay.
And that is a combo I'm here for.
Yeah. And just like so fit as a boy that I was sweating.
Yeah.
Really sweating.
Adorable.
And notice how I said as a boy, not as a man. A tiny, half of our age, a tiny child.
I just couldn't believe she knew who Rosie and Jim were. Is the bot still running? But then I had to do a deep dive.
Oh my gosh, did you hear that wheeze? Weezer.
Then I did a petit dive on Rosie and Jim because I thought that is outrageous that she knows who Rosie and Jim are.
Why is it outrageous?
Because they were on telly when I was little.
But yeah, and me too. But have they not been like? Is it not like a heritage program that's just been going on for ages?
Well, if you'd let me dish out
what is
any
wrong?
facts.
Have you listening to this? I'm like, Toy Story. Like,
too many cigarillos.
Oh, truly.
So it started in 1990. There were 9.
The year of my birth.
Fantastic. There were 9 seasons of it, and the repeats were running on CITV until 2004. Have you seen them? And we're going to put a picture up because they are
Ropey.
terrifying. Ropey, to say the least.
Yeah.
Very thready, actually. Just literally terrifying murder dolls.
Yeah.
And when you've got like
The Joey Jordison of
animated
cartoons.
3D things, you don't need to be like scaring the kids with this.
And do you remember there was that like terrifying duck on the top of the boat? It was just like
No.
it was just like always.
Blocked him
It would just
out.
like cut to the duck and just be like. "Ah!" That's like all it did. It was like sweet character, bro.
Anyway, that was a 7 truffles for me.
Absolutely. I'd go for 7 as well. I'm obsessed with the fear that it instills in other queens when they're like, "Oh, can you sew?" And she's like, "Yeah, I made this," and they're like,
Although I've noticed very this year, it seems to be very like, okay, what type of queen are you? And then so when she said she couldn't, when she was Veronica, sorry for me stammers, Veronica was like, "Can you sing?" And she was like, "I like to sing," and she's like, "Oh, so that's a no then. So do you sew?" It's like they were all like trying to find out like, what do you do?
I
It's like,
think-
if it was me, they'd be like, I'm not a nothing. I just stand here and
"I'm an everything."
yeah, all of the above. Nothing of the sort.
But I really liked that answer. I thought that was very fucking smart, and that's exactly what I do. If they were like, "Oh, are you a singer?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I love to sing." Do you know what I mean? It's like she's not, because that's what's so stupid about Veronica Green. She's like, "I am a singer. I'm a musical theatre girl," and then someone comes in that's like, "I've been working in the West End for 13 years." It's like, "Oh, that's a musical theatre girl." Like she actually does it for a professional job.
I call shade.
But like, do you know what I mean? Like if you, it's like, again, when Crystal Versace comes in later and they're like, "Oh, are you an Instagram girl?" And she's like, "No, I've never put myself in a box like that." It's like, if you come in and say, "I am a singer," then you have to win the singing challenge. You have to be the best at perform. Like, it's just nuts. So I liked that I imagine River Medway is probably a fucking great singer.
I hope so. On next.
Sorry, can I
Oh,
just
God.
say as well, gorgeous colourway. Just love, oranges and blues and blacks and whites. Very.
Oranges and blues and blacks and whites.
Yeah, very gorgeous.
Red all over. Scarlet Harlot. Oh my God, creasing at the entrance line. Is that Catherine Tate?
Yeah.
What a load of old shit!
And I swear to God, if she does the Nan from Catherine Tate, we got to fight. She says she's the Danny Dyer of drag. I see more the Macaulay Culkin.
I'm already in love with this little rascal.
This little ragamuffin, I literally, like, you're just going to be like so deeply in love with someone when in just like the first 10 seconds you're like,
She has. Oh, this is real bold statement.
wow.
She's got like the Alyssa Edwards effect. Like anything she's going to say, you're going to laugh at
No,
and
I
just
hear it.
find it endearing.
Very-
and so cute and little as a boy as well.
Yeah. Not necessarily that into the look, but so deeply into the energy. Again, it's the Alyssa effect. I was like, she could be wearing whatever. Did you clock the ankle ties of the shoes?
I don't believe I did. I was more kind of thrown that she came in with ginger hair because from what I've seen, she's normally a blonde queen. So I was a bit like, oh, okay.
Obsessed with the laugh already. Absolutely mental. What was the one? What was red wig silver dress called? Oh my god, let's
Davina
not
de
say that.
Campo.
Davina de Campo. Sorry, that's my Alzheimer's, not my
Not her lack of respect.
Yeah.
Never underestimate the sea.
I thought I was going to say, never disrespect the sea.
Davina de Campo's laugh ran so Scarlett Harlot's could walk. No,
Yes.
the other way. Yeah. When I tell you I was unravelling when she said, and I do mean bread, I thought on the Beeb talking about taking fresh hot loads, like you are on the BBC, young sir.
I was going to say something like that, I'm not going
Please. No, actually, I can tell by the look in your eyes this is not appropriate for the pod. You write it down on a bit of paper.
It was personal. It was personal.
About me taking fresh hot loads?
Maybe.
Or about you taking fresh hot loads?
Again, I've written here 7 truffles. I think I might take that. I might take that down to 6.5.
You're outrageous. I'm going to stay at 7. I thought it was.
I didn't quite like the beat. I don't think. I feel like maybe
The beat I'm impartial to.
I think maybe the dress could have been a little more.
Hold up, hang on.
Satin.
Can we talk about how absolutely stunningly gorgeous her face is? How dare you? How dare you just gloss over that? Her face is. I thought it was unbelievable.
It is, but then when Crystal
wow.
comes in and she's like, I'm pissed off. She shouldn't be able to look like that. And it shows the difference between them. It's like, okay, one is just like a little girl doing drag and one is like a painted vixen.
But, first of all, they're both like 16 years old, so
Yeah.
they're both little girls. But Crystal Versace, obviously we'll get to her, but she's like a face painted onto someone. And Scarlett is like,
A
she's in,
human
yeah,
wearing a
yeah,
face.
she's like in like gorgeous glam. So they have 2 very different lanes. But yeah, obviously Crystal Versace, we'll get to her.
Vanity Milan.
The Bird of Paradise.
I was just obsessed how everyone's faces just like their jaws just dropped to the floor as soon as she walked in, like slow motion, like. Whoom.
Can I just say as well, just before we move on?
I love how we ask
have
so much permission before we can say things.
I
on the
know.
pod.
We're just conscientious girls. With Scarlett Harlot as well, the hair was styled by vodka, which isn't
Really?
which isn't a real styled by vodka look, but I absolutely fucking loved it. I ran to Insta to see who it was by. I was like, this is really real fucking nice. And the Vanity Milan, Sim and Adamson, hair and outfit.
So that's her
a
husband?
real. Yes, I imagine so.
So what? In what sense was the wig done? What, like a custom dye or
Maybe,
trim?
maybe just a sweet cut, but it was very gorgeous on her, and it was a very smart choice as well because I was thinking, obviously, because there was so much detail to the dress, you don't want it like you don't want anything that comes down really. You want it up, but then an updo with that outfit would have been a bit matronly, I think. So I thought it was a good choice. Mirrored later on in Victoria Scone's runway as well. That sort of.
Indeed. I can't wait to see her dance.
I know.
She talk about all of this experience and comes from
the
a
family legacy.
Yeah, exactly. Exciting.
And her husband, costumier.
What a flex.
Very handy for the girls.
Very handy.
Because as well, like you say, you just be like, you need to cut me a pattern for every single motherfucking thing. And like you get an at home sewing lessons
It'd
whilst
probably
getting
be like
railed.
Ghost, like naked, naked at the sewing machine.
Yeah, just like bobbins coming out of everywhere.
I gave it another 7.
And a very cute boy too.
Yeah, very cute.
Very
I
cute.
like the kind of off-duty dustman vibe he's giving with the duster and the beanie hat.
Yeah. I just thought it was very, very cute looking.
Is that why they're called dusters? Because dustmen wear big.
What, like the lingerie?
No, duster's a big coat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, so yeah, a lot of 7s tonight.
Yeah, I'd go 7.
Elevade.
Gorgeous hair from Katie Bain, which is weird because you don't really see Katie Bain that often in the UK.
I wonder if it was my one from Webster Wigs, which I had to purchase after seeing very recent All Stars Hall of Famer.
Look at you pulling it out of the bag as we podcast, giving them the Russell ASMR.
Oh, yeah. Can you hear the holographic fibres? So, yeah, I thought, is that my wig? Lovely. Loving to see the musical theatre melodrama
Yeah.
happening already.
I'm
You do MT also.
I just love that she walked in and the first thing that she said was to the girl when she went to the table, she went, as you probably know, I'm a professional musical theatre performer. It's like, damn bitch. Like, it's like, if you don't know, you're going to get to know.
With the rhythm and away we go.
You probably know she's trained and she's working. That moment, let me tell you, when she was like, have you ever gone for the same parts? And then she was like, well, she's been in Wicked and I wanted to be in Wicked. I was like,
Why
how
are
do
you
you
telling people this?
And also, how do you think that's the same thing? There's plenty of people that would like to be in a West End show. They are not, the maths ain't mathing, honey. Yeah, I mean, if your uncle, no, what do they say? What's that awful? If your auntie had balls, she'd be your uncle. It's not the same thing. And that is bioessentialism that as a Cliffhangers we do not support. But I heard it the other day and just thought, what? Like, who is out here saying this shit? But do you know what I mean? Like, why are you trying to position the idea that like just because you want to be in the show, that's actually very similar to
Sometimes
someone who's
what
worked.
you want to be doing isn't necessarily. What did you think of the look?
Listen, some things aren't meant for you.
Are you going to go on?
The mic on the microphone, it really picked up that scratch. Just had sort of like a Homer Simpson, like. No, like, look, that's a figure. That is a figure. The padding, if that's the body you want, then her body is the body you want.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're a padding queen, then you're really out here. For me, I'm not really. Like, the BBL look is not really for me, but I know that so many people love it. Do you know what I mean? I'm much more of like a... Oh, there's me hitting the microphone. I'm much more of just like a straight down ironing board sort of gal.
For your fashions.
For the fashions.
He doesn't like the curved girls.
real
he doesn't like
the real bodies of women.
who has bodies which enable them to pass babies through their uterine.
I like women that look like men.
Yeah.
You know? No. Obviously, love all bodies, but it's just that very...
Just love all the bodies.
Literally, I'm a panny. Love. I also love as well the way that a body like that just like makes the clothes look so motherfucking different. Do you know what I mean? Because if you were just any old girl in what was essentially just a little velvet dress, that would look so different. But because she's like so stretched out in that hourglass shape, I think it's a crazy silhouette.
So how many truffles?
5. Thoughts?
Yeah, 6.
Okay.
I feel like your entrance look should be like one of the biggest of the season. And I know they've got 2 runways to do in the second, but I just felt like, to be honest, most people's weren't wow moments.
No, and funnily enough, I can't remember who was talking about this. Maybe it was someone from last season UK. They were just saying that like by the time that you get round to like no one's kicking you out for your entrance look. So by the time you get round to thinking about like, okay, I've just bought and like conceptualized 20 runway outfits which could send me home, that they're like that then by the time you get round to your entrance outfit, like it's not as a big deal as it feels on telly, which it's perfectly
I
fucking
just feel
fair.
like it's your first impression. Like when I was going through...
I know, but that's you as a TV watcher, not them as a queen.
But they should think about that because a lot of people aren't even verified yet, I've noticed from looking on their Instas.
Wow, the deepest of dives.
Well, no, just like check in to see like if they sort of gave any references for anything.
Yeah, Instagram, if you're listening, Victoria Scone, I saw today, it's been like, she tried to get verified and they didn't allow it. It's
really?
Like, fuck you. This is a 0 Victoria Scone slander pod.
Yeah, so anyway, I would have liked a little bit more off of Old Viday.
Yeah, but sometimes when you are if you look at her shows and if you look at her work, she's not really her look is very just sort of like glam drag. Do you know what I mean? It's just like nice jewels, dress, big wig. That's her look. And I just think that like some people aren't out here trying to be...
And she's going to get cussed every week for it then.
The fashion girl. Well, no, because if you look at someone like Bianca, if you do your signature well, then you do it well. Bianca's obviously lucky because she makes all of her shit, which kind of elevates it because she's like, well, I made this in 30 seconds. But what would have been annoying is if you'd watched the things and she just had like the same dress in just different colours. But actually, she does kind of give you ideas to the runway.
Fine.
She's a conceptual queen. So
I
interesting.
thought it was my opinion, but no, it's fine. So next up, we have Theresa May with probably the entrance line of the decade.
That's what I said. I said this is the best entrance line that I think's ever been done.
Do you want to give him a replay? So you're
I don't know. I feel like it's an Italian. It's more appropriate for you to do it.
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Hate me because I'm an immigrant.
Just like such a good. And did you notice as well? I feel like maybe she's just like reusing like every single line that she ever has been using in all of her shows. But like the line about like, you know, the little doll that your nan bought from. Like just she said so much funny shit that I was literally just like, okay, bitch. Like she knows what she's doing.
She's one of my faves so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lovely bullhorn wig by Florencia. I really like the outfit. It was kind of reminded me of like an 80s like sketch of a matador, you know, of like 80s like sort of sketchy watercolor vibe that you would see on like art posters. I can't describe it more.
Posters.
But do you know what I mean?
No, I really do. She has much more of like this sounds awful, but like I think she has much more of like a horror face as well that we like. Do you know what I mean? I just noticed with the eyebrows and like the blacks and the reds and the stuff. I think that like there's a kind of element of sort of like campy 80s horror to it as well.
I mean,
which I fucking love.
7 truffles.
My boyfriend's dick. Very nice. I'd give this 8. I really thought this was fucking great.
I love a European. I'll give it 7.5.
Go on, girl.
Next up, the one, the only, Ms. Victoria Scone.
Listen, some people thought Portsmouth wasn't the place to be, but here she is, proving them all motherfucking wrong. Sure, she moved to Cardiff, but greatness came from Portsmouth, girls. Greatness. And also another fucking great one, like a woman sconed. Fantastic. Tell him about how emotional you were, Luke.
I mean, I wasn't like sobbing, but I just didn't realise that I would kind of
too scared to get vulnerable on the pod.
Well, no,
they
just like
hear it,
why are you trying to like force my story out more?
Okay,
than it is?
why don't I talk about that? I had tears in my eyes then.
Okay, why don't I say my notes and you
would've
can
thought.
respond? Sorry, listeners. Basically, yes, I said this to Barney already, but like, I just think it's so mad how there's this program that's been on, I've been watching it for like over 10 years, and it's just kind of like this weird fantasy in another realm that would be nothing ever linked to me. And now, not only is it in the UK, which is fucking nuts, but now a fucking cisgendered woman has come out on the bloody RuPaul.
On the Rupauls.
On the Rupauls. And I thought I kind of like, oh, it's cute. Like we've seen the trans girls on it, so I didn't think it would be anything major. But when seeing her talking confessionals, I was kind of like, oh, this is pretty emotional actually. Like there's a gal on Drag Race.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It hit me so much when she came in. And I think it's hearing her, the passion that she's got for it, that I'm like, and that you can tell she understands, even though she's not like, remember, I am woman, hear me roar. Like she just like very quickly and neatly was like, I'm breaking, this is history. But then she's like, but also remember, like, I'm fucking sick. I'm not here because I'm a woman. I'm here because I'm fucking good.
I loved it how everyone was just like going off as soon as they saw her.
I just, absolutely blew my tiny little mind. And I just thought, fuck, this really is. And I didn't, like you said, I didn't realise that it was going to be so emotional until there she was. And I was like,
it's groundbreaking. It's mind-blowing.
It truly is. And what a fucking fantastic, campy look to come out in. Because, you know, the naysayers, I don't know whether you know any of the naysayers, but they do say that, like, I feel like if you're going to be the first woman on, because what's interesting is that like, obviously there's been multiple women on Drag Race, but they've already, a lot of them have previously been on the show pre-transition. So there's never been someone that has been casted on the show that is like not returning for All Stars. Is that true across the franchises? Is she the first non? Yeah, is she the first cisgender woman ever? She is, isn't she?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it just feels so different this time. And for her to come in a look like that, it's like she is doing motherfucking drag. That wig is drag. The fucking 9 ostriches that had to die for that outfit, like that's drag.
I looked to see who the wig was. I've forgotten now.
Oh, it's Benjamin Paul.
Yes, of course. How's your head?
Yeah.
I gave 8 truffles. Love red. Love a big hair. Love a leg.
Such an iconic paint as well. We determine whether you have an iconic paint by could you go understandably for them as Halloween, and you could go as Victoria's Gone, and maybe I will.
Maybe she will.
But can I point out the most well-known AFAB queen? That is a bold statement to make on telly, but one of definitely Georgie B would like to have a word, but one of like there, and also Titi Bang. But yeah, I would say there's probably like 3 or 4 really, really well-known AFAB queens. Lukey Luck, obviously, and then. But yeah, what a thing to say on telly. And we see the beginning of the cursed brunch hat. First up. But don't you worry, there will be more. There will be more.
Is this the beret of the season 3?
The leather beret, yeah. Well, do you remember that we had a slight hint to it last time? It was like, there's a lot of gay brunch hats here. But I'm sure there'll be more.
So how many truffles did you give?
9.
9.
Yeah.
Next up, Electra Fence, 5 foot fuck all.
More gay brunch hat epidemic.
What did you think of the look?
It is. Listen. It's nice to see a short man who has not yet been radicalised by being a short
By
man.
padding.
Yeah. She is one of them queens that I know this really goes against everything that we say on the pod, but she really could have come in absolutely anything. I just fucking love her. If you live in London and you have not been to a Hun brunch or seen her perform, she is literally the definition of a pocket rocket. And she also has the Alyssa effect of just like, she just fucking jokes. And she said that this outfit was inspired by Mugler.
She did on the Instagram.
Which was a bold move in a bodysuit.
Bold.
But I just love her. I just don't like, and also just like the highlighter yellow wig. It just all felt, I don't know. I'm sure on anyone else I would have been like, what? But it just felt right on her. I don't know. I can't give you more than that. What was your thoughts, Luke?
I didn't really have any thoughts. But
Zero thoughts, just vibes.
I didn't want to say anything really because I know she's a customer of ours, a previous customer.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to say anything negative on the
don't
first
then, if you haven't got
episode.
anything nice to say.
That's why I'm not.
I
give it 5 truffles.
Okay, I would give it 6. The way that she throws the way that she throws herself around and jump splits from any level. Do you remember the first? I think it's probably one of the first times we ever saw her in Freedom when she was like,
I ain't seen her.
Oh, have you never seen her?
No.
Oh, wow. When they say that she throws herself around, go to the Pleasure Gardens brunch and watch this bitch like backflip off the bar into box splits and tell me that, are you not entertained? She is. She's really something. Highlight Hair is by Didi Derriere, just so you know. But yeah, we move.
Anubis.
Not the Egyptian music.
Another one of our customers. Shout out AF. Lovely, crazy wig chapel pom-pom bob.
Yeah. Are the pom-poms,
Shake your pom-pom, shake your pom-pom.
are they, is that like crimped? Do they crimp it and then?
Have you ever made a pom-pom? I don't know if he does it the
I have
same
made a
way.
pom-pom, but I don't think it would be.
No.
I don't know. But I've never stopped and thought about how they're made. Great opening line. Thought the geezer line. Nice. And doesn't she in her interview look so much like Alexis Stone?
I didn't think that. I just thought like she looks a good like 15 to 40 years younger than her drag self in the confessional. I was like, who is this sweet ingenue?
They're 19.
I know. But she looks so much more mature, let's say, in drag.
And if you're wondering why she said she's overweight, you're in good company. Is she corseted at all times? Like, I don't want to invalidate how she feels about herself, but she doesn't look overweight at all.
No, I don't think
I thought,
so.
honey, that's that body dysmorph talking to you, because she looks very of very average body. But the Egyptian music, quite often the people that do this music, they need just a very strange choice. Obviously I understand Anubis, but it was just like, it felt too sort of like Little Britain does the character music. I don't know, it just felt a bit strange.
It's a very bold statement of a look. I kind of felt it looked like blood splatter that had been jewelled, which I liked, but then I realised it wasn't.
I really liked the look. I really, really liked it. I would have given it an 8.
Oh, I'd probably give it... I gave it 7 because of the hair. But if the hair wasn't there, I'd probably give it a 6.5.
Listen, if you're giving me non-traditional wig styling and also outfits, like, give me something different. Even if not my taste, if it's different, I'll give it more time.
Crystal Versace.
Crystal Versace. You would think in this day and age that people would be pronouncing Versace right, but here we are still after what was the one before?
Ariel
Versace. Still nothing. The face. Who is doing it like this? Who is doing it
I tried the other
like
week
this?
for Truffle Pigs. I couldn't quite get it, and now we know why, because I obviously need a good few more litres of filler in face to achieve these looks. I absolutely loved it. Wow, the face. Love red. Honey's out there. Now I love a sparkle. So this is just this
really
is all
ticking
good
all
for
your
me.
boxes.
Yeah.
Her line saying, "And I invented tits," doesn't really slap the same when Victoria Scott is there, does it? So,
No.
Actually, no, you did not. All these sharp noses as well. It's the season of the nose. It's like a woodpecker convention.
Who else is sharp?
Basically everyone. I kept on noticing like, that contour. I think people have gone it's moved on from the raven face. Do you know what? Mark my words. We will now talk about in 5 years' time people being like, oh, it's the Crystal Versace face. I can't think of a more iconic paint that's like so, because you know as well her drag sister Dee Delicious, they both have quite similar styles of paint because it's like very, very sculpted, very like graphic. And I don't really think there's anyone else that paints like that, really. It's like so. I feel like if you transpose it onto someone else's face, you'd be like, that is crystal paint. It's just insane. And also a reminder, she is 19. She turned 19 in lockdown. So when she was like, I'm a lifelong performer, it was like, you actually turned 18 whilst in lockdown. So that can't be true.
I was not prepared for the level of beat in the confessional.
Can we talk from the House of Raven, the bronze to end all bronze?
Yeah.
Yeah, I screamed.
Yeah,
when
same.
she go, I was like, wow, she bronze.
Wasn't expecting it.
I love though when it cuts to the interview look and they're still in like basically full drag. It's
Remember
like,
Vanjie's one?
Yeah.
Painted.
But Vanjie doesn't like. I would say normally, like on the Vegas show and stuff, she doesn't look crazy painted. But I hope that we're going to get Crystal Versace. Like that's just her go-to look. That she's always that painted in and out of drag. Because that was gorgeous.
How many truffles?
Without the paint, 7. With the paint, 8.
I did 8.
Yeah.
Next
Can
up.
I just say the stoning is absolute heaven. I cannot believe. Did you see that she did a collaboration with I think Bang London, and it was like a stoned bodysuit, and it was like £975 or something.
Damn.
Like, and that's the level of stoning that you're getting at a Crystal Versace show. Absolutely, and she is a teeny tiny woman, but fantastic.
Charity case.
All of her wet dreams and your worst nightmares. This is apart from Victoria, this is the person I was probably like the most excited for. I literally screamed. She looks like a Furby in her interview look. She's just like so gorgeous and fluffy. Just like really just wanted
She really looks like she should be like in like Led Zeppelin or something.
Yeah, but that's I love it. I love the look so much. And I love as well like you see later on like the hair from like the back from the root, and she's got sort of like she's got such a like a interesting dye job on it.
Interesting. Is that shade?
No, not at all. It's just like it's something I've never seen before. It's like she's almost got like sort of like a band like of like highlights like through like the middle. I mean, I'll have to find you a picture, but like just I noticed I was like, oh, so sick. Like just love the sort of like shaggy hair. That's gorgeous. Just so excited to see her. Honestly, like
I'm excited to see her perform because obviously we know the looks are going to be good, but then hearing her talk about her being an actual performer as well, I'm excited to see. I didn't really know that about her.
And I thought that was bold because you step in, first of all, that's really the reception that you want. That people, her being like, look, I'm pretty well known. And then for someone being like, I saw you in Vogue. And she's like, yeah. And then everyone's looking at you being like, okay, you are literally the definition of a look queen in a very different parameter. But like what you do is visual art. So everyone knows you for the visual that you're bringing. So to then step in and be like, I'm a singer, I'm an actress, and I'm a dancer. It's like, fuck. So everything. And you know she makes her own costumes. So she's really like stepping up from the very beginning, being like, you name it, I do it. And that's what we're fucking here for.
How many truffles?
9.
I gave 9 also.
Yeah.
Although I do like the weirdness, and I mean we'll get into it later, but out of the looks from this episode, the only one that I really liked really was the rose, and I've got questions as to is the third one even drag, but we'll get onto that, I guess.
Third one?
The freak show one with the like clown costume.
So suddenly you're RuPaul telling who?
No, I'm asking a question to the world.
Wow.
When does that mean that everyone who dresses up kind of clownish is doing drag?
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
And that's that on that.
Answered.
And then can I just point out, so obsessed with this lineup, so great. But here at Cliffhangers, we strongly believe that you can deeply support, as we do, financially, emotionally, and physically, the talent and creative output of the girls, but also whilst criticising the very toxic platform and machine that is Drag Race. And there is no Scottish, Irish queens at all, even though it's United Kingdom. And also, like, the fact that there is one black queen. Like, let's point out that, is it the past 5 winners on Drag Race have been black? And there is...
Apart from Lawrence.
Do you think the casting were like, oh, well, we have a woman and we have someone that's non-binary? Like, that's enough activism for today. Like,
Probably.
that's diversity. I would
Maybe only white male queens are good at drag, Barney. That was a joke.
I think history has proved that is not correct. But yeah, I would just like to see, obviously, let's not even get into actual diversity of the London drag scene of that it's not representative of that at all.
I feel like we've spoken about this in Meet the Queens.
True.
And I feel like we're 40 minutes in and we've only seen the entrance workroom.
Wow. But yeah, I just want to point out that great lineup, but still a lot more work to do. But then we see the entrance of Ms. RuPaul herself, and they all seem so excited to see RuPaul. And we get our first glimpse of the famed RuPaul suits, showing you what happens when bad taste meets high budget.
Indeed.
And they collide. I'm obsessed with Scarlett's energy straight away. She's just like, she's a front runner of someone to be obsessed with.
Yeah.
Just like so good. What about RuPaul saying, bring on the internet trolls? Very strange comment to make when like they are literally out here like hurling like racist and transphobic abuse at your queens that are like, I'm actually going to give up drag because it's so unbearable.
Yeah, I don't understand the whole bit with the Brit crew, obviously, so they could do their little wanking joke, but like really to like edit a whole other clip just for that seems a bit much. And also when they're like talking about the prize as well, I was like, you really couldn't have added any little cherry on top for this bullshit trip to Hollywood.
I would say, I think it's a fair point to say that we are quite active on the internet drag scene. Have you ever seen any of the Vivians or Lawrence Shane's? Have you ever seen it advertised?
No, I think you have to subscribe to World of Wonder for that kind of thing.
But have you ever seen it even advertised? Being like, this is Lawrence Show, please subscribe.
No.
No. So, I mean, I hope
I
they
don't
had...
follow either Lawrence or the Vivian.
Wow. Me neither.
No.
I hope they have a lovely... I hope they had a lovely holiday in America. But it just seems like such an inconsequential prize. And it's just a real reminder of the UK queens have it real hard. And you would think after the season 2, when people were like, that was one of the best seasons ever, that they might be like, why don't we get like a, I don't know, like a makeup sponsor? Why don't we get like something that's of worth to the girls? Or headline your own show in the UK? Do you know what? Something. Anything
Give
that
them a
they...
US tour. That's better than a US show.
Yeah, anything that they've done before. Like, it's fucking mental, isn't it? Richard the Turd. Wow, they'll really laugh at anything, won't they?
How good would you have been at this? When they were like, I know the names came up on the bottom, but like, I don't think I would have got any of these, especially with like the added thing of like this shit pun being involved in it.
Especially because the puns were so bad as well. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Rupauls Drag Race, I never would have got that.
No. But yeah, we have the mini challenge, which is Rue's Dirty Charades. I was very much crying at when they were just like all going, hole, just like it's also very, very strange.
Did you see when Veronica was counting the words on her fingers in confessional, how grubby they were?
Her fingers.
Disgusting. It must have been because I saw her say it was so hard to get the green off. But yeah, I will do a screenshot of that. Like literally gross. Like our fingers working with the wigs for a good couple of weeks.
Can I tell you some tea?
No.
Because, listen, knowledge is power. And I want that for you. Let me tell you something. I saw on Victoria Scone's Twitter yesterday or maybe this morning that she said that the whole joke of her crawling on the floor was because partly due to Veronica Green taking so long that they were stood filming that bit of the Dirty Charades for over 2 hours.
Oh my God.
And that she said that the joke was that she just like basically couldn't walk because they'd just been standing in heels. And so that she was so tired that she was like, oh, is she going to make it? Because she was just like, her feet hurt so much. Absolutely ridiculous. But really, really, I thought again, you know how some of the girls are like, oh, this is my first chance to improve, to get Rue to like me. Some girls did really fucking well and just like using this little bit. Victoria Scone, Scarlett and Teresa like did a real good job of like, okay, I love them. Do you know what I mean? Like some people just like completely faded into the background, but it was like they really showed their character and personality in this, which I thought good on you girls. And just obsessed with the high campery of VS. And also very well read young ladies, not knowing they were like a tale of two titties. What could it be? So, okay. But yeah, we move.
So then all the girls start to de-drag for the first time and get to know each other. How crazy and awful about River's mum.
Oh my God, I know.
Did you see the other day she posted some pictures of her?
I did not.
Lovely, bubbly redhead with a penchant for a feather boa and a bit of a sparkle.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I thought that just, I mean, you kind of forget, obviously it was part of season 2, but like you kind of forget that like the impact, like I'm kind of glad they touched on it at the beginning, like the impact for like Teresa and stuff, like, and obviously River, like so awful that we've gone through COVID and like people, not only they've been trying to scramble like to get gigs and to live, but like people's lives have been affected so desperately. Like,
And how brave of her to like still come on and like, I'm going to do it for my mum.
And so young
I would have
and can
literally been
talk
like,
about it.
okay, I'm just like BRB for a couple of years if my mum dies.
And also like the way like she was just like talking about it with such like strength. Like, do you know what I mean? Like she didn't even seem that choked up. It was like, fuck, like she's, incredible.
Although it was quite interesting, although this is kind of moving on to Elimination Day, Vanity just seems to like move around the room, just like,
Can you believe?
open up to me, cry to me, tell me all your secrets. Is she the new Supreme?
Is she the new Oprah? I couldn't believe it. I thought, poor girl, she just wants to put her eyebrows on, and they are sending her around that room, going,
Yeah.
like, come and ask so and so about. Like, I was just like, fucking hell, like she's the hardest working queen in showbiz. I love to see when they were unpacking. Love to see all the argy bargy back in the workroom. I thought we're entering our WWE era with the girls here because it got a bit
That's what
safe, didn't it?
the Indian takeaway was called in EastEnders, the Argy Bargy.
No, it wasn't.
It was. Great
Really?
name. That's a good. If Arj ever gets into drag, Arj from Towie.
They were really obsessed with the breasts, weren't they? I thought, you've seen tits before, haven't you?
What about Victoria's breast?
No. When like Electra came in and she was like, can I touch your breast? It was like,
Oh,
have you
sure.
never, she's got a breastplate. I've seen her in a breastplate.
Maybe they're different. I'm sure you have different quality, different materials and stuff.
Yeah. Some are just like hot bags of meat.
Mm.
Yeah. Young girls with lots of work. Thoughts, first of all, lots of work, question mark. That, to us, that ain't a lot of work.
Like she said, it's her body. She can do what she wants. And it's all like
Exactly.
temporary anyway.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
what's your problem?
I wonder whether production said, Ella, go and ask her that, or whether she thought it was appropriate in the first 5 minutes of meeting this girl to be like, you've had a lot of work done, haven't
yeah,
you?
it seemed very
Very
eggy.
unclear.
Like, I don't know why you would just go and do that. That had to have been prompted.
And I'm glad as well that she was like, she's obviously one of these queens where like her fantasy of what she sees in drag like is a blur between both of her presentations, because she was just saying like, I'm here to create my own fantasy, and it's like obviously she's not that bothered if then when she's out of drag it also affects her too, because she's like I don't hate myself, I don't hate the way I look. So I don't know, I didn't really like the whole bit, the way that bit was framed, and I thought that might be a bit prickly to you as well.
I just thought the way that Ella came over and asked seemed a bit uncouth, shall we say.
Yeah.
At this point then, as the girls were talking about it, who would you think would go home?
From the runway looks.
Just
from the opening looks. Ooh, honestly, Veronica, I thought that was like the weakest entrance look, and just the weakest. You know that when someone this early on showing delusion, couldn't be me. What about you?
Yeah, if it's like not based on any knowledge other than what we've seen entrance looks, I'd say Veronica or Ella. Get back to Soho, girls.
I also, the thing with River is, first of all, when she said about her boyfriend, fight mode activated. See you on the streets there. But I wonder as well whether, again, with Vanity, they were like, I want to know like how involved production are. Like production knew and Vanity didn't know, and they were like, go ask River what her mum's name is. Do you know what I mean? Like just like something awful. It felt like, I hope that is an environment where like it feels safe and supported, and she didn't feel like, oh my god, someone's coming to ask me about. Do you know what I mean? Like,
She seems pretty chill.
I hope so. She doesn't deserve to have that dragged up on the first 10 minutes of the episode if she's not comfortable with it.
I loved it when what's her name?
What's her name?
Scarlett.
Yeah.
Was like, come on, ladies, let's get these faces on. And then like the music got really dramatic, and suddenly I was like, God, my heart beating faster. Like the editing is really making me excited for these runways.
So I guess we're back in the workroom for Elimination Day. And firstly, what about Vanity Milan's eyebrow stencils? She is living in 2029.
She's living in 2015.
But did you? What I mean, obviously I know that eyebrow stencils exist, but did you see her how she did them? She literally just like went boom, 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 and then just like tapered out the what is it called? The head of it, the base, the tip, and it was done. It was the way that she did it was so quick, and it looked so good on her. And I thought, fuck, that's not how the girls be out here stenciling.
I think though it helps if you have a lovely dark complexion, where when you put the brow on, it's not too much of like a contrast, because then you can get away with it just being quite a flat eyeshadow. If I'd done that with a dark brow, it would just look insane, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Really tough again to like delve back into how hard COVID has been for people, like for Chorizo to like
Chorizo,
for Chorizo to like be that choked up so quickly talking about like being around people and how nice it is to like have sisterhood. It was like, fuck, she's like living on the edge, literally. Like it was just difficult. I don't like.
I love her.
Me too. Me too. What about when Victoria Scone went, is anyone worried? And I was like, okay, bitch. She ain't. No, she didn't sound, there wasn't a moment of worry in her voice, was there? And I was like, she'd be staring. I'm very, very into it. And again, just poor Vanity getting carted around like Oprah. She just let the girl put her makeup on. There was 3 different moments where she was like having to go over to someone to be like.
What was a third?
I can't remember, but it was when I wrote that down. I was just like, and then seeing Charity get ready really made me fuck it. I was doing internal screams when I just saw that like mask in the background. I was like, okay, the show has begun. Their show has begun. Should we take a little break, Lukes?
Yeah.
Oh, I wish you would. Okay, see ya.
And we are back. Back on the main stage. Back with RuPaul, back with Michelle, back with Graham, and back with Matt Lucas. What do you think about having Matt Lucas on the show? Because obviously he's a very successful British gay comedian and actor, but he's also put a lot of questionable stuff out in the world.
Well, exactly. First of all, I can't forgive him for Little Britain, and also as well for also a show that has very racist, transphobic, homophobic undertones. I don't know. He's not for me at all. But I've told you this many times. Every time I download Tinder, he pops up every time.
He's on Tinder?
Oh, yeah. I
thought he was married.
Well, I mean, I haven't had Tinder for a long time, but he used to be on there all the time.
Can't he go on one of those like rich person dating apps? Why are you at
like
on...
Raya. Also, he was introduced as the hilarious Matt Lucas. Ross found shaken. Can you believe? The hilarious Matt Lucas. Nasty. And Graham was introduced as the national treasure. Graham Norton.
He kind of is.
Yeah.
He is a
more than
national
fucking
treasure.
Cheryl Cole, who always gets talked about as a national treasure. Not on my watch. RuPaul, gorgeous hair. Just thought it looked very young.
I wasn't really here for Rue's hair and makeup.
You don't have to be.
No, I preferred Michelle's, as I often do.
Yeah. So for our
But
run,
I feel like I've kind of seen this look on Michelle. I feel like, do you think they like doubled up filming dates somehow on anything?
the eagle eye of.
I don't know. I feel like I've seen that green
look.
thing with the updo.
Maybe, but maybe you've just seen a nice photo of it on the Instawebs.
Maybe.
So for our runways, we have Queen of our hometown, and these are a few of my favourite things. Not a few, just one. So what would you have done for Queen of Hometown?
Well, we did do this last year. Last year, I went with like a Guy Fawkes smoke on the runway
Yeah, which I'd love to
fantasy. But what I really wanted to do, and obviously still do, being a West London girl, is be something to represent the Notting Hill Carnival. But
Tread carefully.
don't think I can. So sticking with the ends, probably do something to do with Portobello Market. Maybe, kind of like how Got Mix watch
The
salesman
watches,
thing. Like
yeah.
that, but then maybe just be full of like bejeweled fruits and veg or something.
Yeah, love. Or like a Carmen Miranda market sales.
Perhaps, yeah.
Again, we did this before. I have a very clear idea of what I would want to do. So I was thinking, wouldn't it be fun if I did a sort of harken back to living in Cambridge, and I did a sort of
For your actual hometown.
yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah. Some of us are born and bred.
Bread being the
Yeah.
operative word. Wouldn't it be funny if I did a Cambridge sort of young Tory look, a straw boater hat and chino, nice tan brogue heel?
So you wouldn't be going as a woman.
Wow. Very limited ideas of what constitutes as gendered clothing, don't you? What, women can't wear a lovely chino with a brogue heel?
No. I thought you would have gone as a boat or something.
Wow. Favourite things?
Why should we not just do the Queen of Your Hometown runway first?
Sure, we can do whatever you want. It's your pod.
Victoria Scone,
Serving
Cardiff.
daffodil.
Let's try and keep these to like a sentence and the truffles so we can move through them quickly.
Okay.
Very cute. Reminds me of Fantasia. 9 truffles.
Absolutely gorgeous face. Reminded me a bit of the Fenty show. Or them just the last Fenty show, volume 2. Gorgeous, huge flowers. I gave it 8.
Kitty Scott Claus, Birmingham. Chocolate box kind of felt a bit panto to me. Face and hair look gorge though. 6.5 truffles.
Felt more of a soft launch for Kitty Scott Claus. But looked like a gorgeous ice skater. And I gave it 6.
Elle of a day, Degnum. Body look grey. Like the dress. Wish the hair was bigger. 6.5.
Good concept. Liked it. Crying at the fact that Rue only got Elle of a Day on the runway, which means she's probably never heard her name before.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with casting. Gave it a 7.
Anubis, Brighton, Helter Skelter, wig by Florencia. What did you think?
I love Anubis. I like non-traditional drag silhouettes, which she gave you. I thought it was interesting, not necessarily
For me?
for me. And I did think it was a little bit unclear that it was Helter Skelter and Brighton, so I gave it 6.
I gave it 6.5. River Medway, Ken, lol. Just laughing so much and thought the wig cone was a very clever. Considering the overall presentation, 8 truffles.
It was the runway presentation of the evening, of the century, some have said. Absolutely fantastic. It's all you need to do on Drag Race to elevate a look. And I gave it 8. I'll give it 9. Lies. Yeah, how I feel about River.
Crystal Versace, Kent. First I was like, damn, but then I was like, oh, could have done with a lot more flowers, perhaps. Oh, this is a long sentence. Perhaps tangled style, just massive long pony that had loads of flowers in it coming all the way down the back. We need more flowers for a garden. 7 truffles.
Undeniable face. I nearly passed out. 7. I just thought, can I just say an addendum? I just thought it was one of them where it was like, fuck me, look at her face. And then I was like, okay, outfit. Sure.
Yeah. Veronica Green, Rochdale. This could have, nay, it should have been miles bigger. It reminded me of Aidan Zane did the pom-pom on the referee corset. 5 truffles.
I'm going to need to stop I'm going to need to put something on record. This, I imagine, probably not on the mood board anytime soon, but is the cotton trade something that we're going to want to be harking back to in a... you could pick anything.
Possibly not, no.
No. Also...
Is it different if it's cotton trade in England, though, or are they importing it, or is it factories
well, cotton
here?
can't be native to an English country. It can't grow in cotton.
Can it not?
I think it's probably cotton. I think it's probably imported cotton that then
From the
goes to a
States.
cotton mill.
Sure, I mean, I don't know. But
I
it's not something to shout about.
Yeah,
but what
yeah,
else
yeah,
is
yeah.
there in Rochdale?
Don't be from Rochdale. It's not my fault.
Think bigger. What's your county?
Just
Scarlet
be from
Harlot.
England. I give it 5.
Yeah, so
Um,
Scarlet Harlot, East London. Please, sir, can I have a little more? Is what I thought. If you don't want to go top to toe pearly, could at least been a bit more detail. 7 truffles.
I thought this was so sublime, so polished, so just
Really?
I loved it, and I think there's something so finessed about what she does. I just love it, and I gave this 9
Oh,
for me.
Electra Fence, Burnley. Body looked fantastic. The wig looked like shake and go. 5 truffles.
Why have I wrote the padding?
Because she had some hips on the gal.
Did she?
That's why I've written her body looked fantastic.
Oh, okay, good. I thought then that must be it. The only thing I wrote was just absolutely fantastic padding, and I gave it 7.
Wow.
6.
Wow.
5.
Vanity Milan, South London. Didn't love the big tall coat, but I did appreciate the postcode, and I love the bejeweled string vest. She's just the closest I'm going to get to doing Notting Hill Carnival.
She did it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7 truffles.
I really liked it. I just thought, as like conceptually, everything about it read Brixton to me. I really liked it. I gave it an 8.
Theresa May, Newcastle, Carl Brown hair.
Carl Brown hair.
Yeah.
Oh, loved it.
I thought I loved it until I saw the back, and the back was quite sort of corkscrewy ringlets, like when they drop down a bit, kind of not even Elizabethan, a bit like
That Georgian wig.
yeah, Georgian. 7 truffles.
I just loved her take. I feel like we're going to get very interesting, unique takes on each one, because you could have done a very simple Newcastle look.
Just
and she
anything
didn't.
black and white.
Yeah. I really liked it, and I gave it an 8.
Charity Case, Lancashire. Bit only for Rose and Thorn, innit? Love the little thorns on the tights. I wonder what people who have never heard of Dragula type queens before will make of her.
What do you class as a Dragula type of queen?
Like more horror based.
Horror.
Gore.
Yeah.
9 truffles.
I also gave it a 9. First of all, love her laugh. Fantastic laugh. This is going to be the season of the laughers, isn't it? Just this artistry, like Lancashire Rose, Anyone else would have taken some lovely sort of rose printed fabric.
That's what Veronica Green did last year. She was a Lancashire Rose and she was in that big red full skirt dress. I remember now.
Sure. Just her artistry. Like, also a rose typically is something that is an English rose, something that is
Keeping it snappy.
Sorry, something that is like soft and beautiful, and hers was spiky and like just fantastic. I thought it was absolutely fantastic, and I gave it a 9.
So, on to my favourite things runway.
Yeah.
What would you wear?
So, I don't know whether this is too on the nose, but one of my favourite things is filth. Filth is my life. I would have done Divine. I would have done a take on Divine, and I would have done like the sort of drag that I love, which is like disgusting drag.
Sure. My first thought was sharks, but I didn't want to end up with one of them
God.
shark fin
You as
haircuts
Katy
from the
Perry.
2000s. So I decided to go pesto gnocchi, classic looks. So imagine me in kind of a very, very glam Violet Chachki style, like burlesque lingerie setup
Wow.
with all lovely emerald crystals everywhere. And then I just have like lovely, so like when I think it's Violet, she has kind of like the fur bits that just kind of like hang down off her.
Yeah. It's taste.
Taste, sure.
Yeah.
But that's the burlesque thing. People have like round
Yeah.
ones as well. So then I'd have like big, lovely pillowy gnocchis that would sort of hang off me and be a lovely boa. And I could maybe even have like a headpiece that's got like gold tassels coming out to represent La Parmigiano.
Oh, lovely. I love to hear it. That's a real concept.
It's my favourite thing. It was almost pistachios, but I couldn't think of a look for pistachio.
So then next up we have Ms. Victoria Scone serving you Lee Bowery Abstract Entity.
Yes.
Oh, now this is incredible high campery of the finest. I absolutely love this. I also knew exactly what it was as soon as she came out, which I just thought for a favourite thing, it could be a little. That's not that easy, like because it's such a broad spectrum of what the costumes could be, and I thought that's Lee Bowery at afternoon tea, and I gave it a 10. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, good idea and execution. Gorgeous. I really want cucumber sandwiches now. Thanks, VC. 10 truffles.
VC, VS, honey.
VS.
You gave it 10 too.
We got rid of it. We hated
Oh,
it.
yeah, we did. It was
Disgusting.
disgusting. It sounded too much like, yeah.
Frottage.
And then next up, we have the big Kitty Scott Claus which is such a fucking good name. Sorry, Kitty Scott Claus. Serving you an ABBA fantasy, which I thought, that's for Lukey, isn't it? What did you think?
I would have liked to amped up a bit, please. 6 truffles.
Okay, I said it is a bit. I mean, I hate to say it. It's a bit costumey. It did feel erring on the side of like it.
A fancy dress party.
Yeah, and I would have liked to see like her take on an ABBA outfit. And what she should be worried about is them shoulders matching them hips.
Truly.
Because was it a padded shoulder?
I don't think so.
The proportions of it all just seemed. I would have gone crazy on the hips personally, but I gave it a 7 because I really like her. Then next up we have Ella Day serving Pride Progress.
How do I say this without sounding horrible? I feel like queens dress up in the pride flag and the flag colours all the time, and this didn't really let me into any part of her personality.
Yeah.
Although on her Instagram she said, like, I could have gone as a custard cream, I could have gone as this, but realistically I didn't want to go home in a custard cream suit, and this is really important to me, so that's why I went in that.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, like, some of the most basic things are just really important to people. That sounds so rude.
Some things such as human rights, like, they actually are important.
No.
to some
But
people.
like the flag can represent, like, the flag for me doesn't represent pride. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's the progress, the fact that there's constantly changing and stuff.
I mean, the progress flag represents pride much more than the other. I don't know. Like, pride has become so commodified that, like, to me, I don't really think of the any form of flag as.
What have you done today to make you feel proud, Barney?
Just being here, honey. So yeah, but like I said, like, for some people it's such a big thing, and I think, yeah, sure, Hair by Wigs and Co.
I said 7 truffles because it was turned out sort of immaculately.
How progressive is it though to not cover your beard? That's my question.
Very.
But it was true campery. Like, that's showbiz, kid. You know, like, that was. And I gave it 7 because it was well done. Then next up, we have Anubis Finch serving Under the Sea Creature. This is so fucking weird. I loved it.
The crazy wig from Style by Vodka, an actual squid.
Squid. Even if she'd been nude, apart from that, like just the wig. As soon
Maybe she should have been.
As soon as I realised what was going on, I was like, I fucking love this. I like the makeup. I like the outfit. I don't give a fuck what the judges said. Like the outfit. Liked as well. Like, you can't be like, that's a bodysuit with a cage over and a net and blah 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 blah. Like they're just like trying to bring it back to the idea that it's just something. It's like, yeah, she had a dress on and then something over it. You can't just be like, that's just a dress with something over the top.
Although when she said that, I was like, oh, it is, isn't it? I got distracted, I think, by the wig at first, and then I was like, yeah, if the effort gone into the wig had gone into the other outfit.
But
maybe.
that's like saying Crystal Versace's was just, you're in a bodysuit with a cage over.
But it was.
But do you know what I mean? But like, you can't pick and choose who you like.
But I did say that about Crystal Versace.
Well, you did. But some simplicity is great, and I thought she's gone so hard on the wig. I don't know.
This is very long on Anubis.
So I just did not agree. But I gave it a 9.
I gave it 6, although we can all agree that shrimp is camp. And also, when I'm looking at things, I notice H from Steps is commenting hearts on all of these gals' posts. So that is really good to know. And Faye commented on someone's as well.
Well, at least H from Steps has got nice things to say.
Yeah.
Alex.
Speaking of nice things to say.
Oh, Rhythm Edway. So he's got music. It brings the people all together. That's not even the lyrics, is it?
Music makes the persons arrive at the same place.
What a tiny little body and a gorgeous wig.
Gorgeous wig. Makes all her own wigs. Dexter Cliff.
Yeah, Dexter Cliff wigs. And I really like it. It didn't scream anything to me, but I liked it.
It reminded me of when you get an off-brand kind of Barbie doll in the pound shop and they've got like a weird disco dancing outfit on.
Yeah. I liked the asymmetry of it.
6 truffles.
I'll give it 8. Just for the gorgeous, the head alone. Then next up, we have Miss Crystal Versace serving you Puss on the Runway. Puss. I'm going to say something bold. I think this is one of the best faces ever seen in Drag Race.
Same.
In terms of just like the
paint.
The paint of it. Yeah, the paint of it all. Serving a little sort of Fifth Element, no? With that
to me,
silhouette.
she was serving Tracy Lord's Crybaby.
Okay. Can I point out, she is the only person to get, every single time she's come on the runway, twice, the first thing that they've done is a facial close-up. Straight just to the face, which seems unfair. But I gave this a 9. I thought it was fantastic.
I also gave it a 9. It'd be nice to see some hair, 2 hairless looks back to back, but fine.
Oh, you know she does hair well, though. Yeah. Next up, we have Veronica Green serving computer games, ?
I wasn't mad at the presentation because she was like acting like she was like a character in a game getting controlled by something. I just didn't care for the trainers, seemed lo-fi. She likes her trainers look. She did that Boy Georgian trainers and I don't know, it just didn't really seem very big and exciting. Like computer games, you could have gone mental. Think of like how Aja did the kind of like anime stuff.
Yeah. Here are the consequences of letting queens pick their own outfits, I guess. Maybe it's just not for me. I gave it 5. Next up, we have Scarlett Harlot, and she is serving you music?
Yes.
Yeah. Very cute presentation. If you had told me that was an 11-year-old girl, I would have believed you.
Yeah.
And so obsessed already with him calling everyone dear. What is he, like 16? He's like, oh dear. Very fantastic. I gave it a 7.
I gave it 6.5. Loved the cute Whitney Houston vibes. Liked how she sold it, but I wasn't mad for it.
Did that read I Want to Dance with Somebody to you?
Yeah, before Rue said it.
Oh, when Rue said it, I was like, really?
That's like the hair and like the shoulder and everything.
Then next up, we have Electra Fence serving It's My Party, and I'll cry if I want to. Thoughts?
I like the idea of the Sugar High birthday brat. She did a good job of selling it. Just wish the waistline of the skirt was higher. I feel like that long torso kind of took us out of Little Girl. It doesn't matter. Like,
long torso. There ain't nothing long on her.
She should have had like little girls' dresses are like up around their fucking ribs, aren't they?
Like lemon.
Yeah, like she had her sort of like on the hips or something. It just like it didn't look right to me.
Did you like the ode to sister with the mouth?
I guess so. I didn't consider that. I gave 6.5 truffles.
I thought it was a really, really cute idea and a kind of a window into hopefully what her character's a bit like because I love a brat on the runway. I gave her 7. I really liked it. The next up we have Vanity Milan serving you Estonia. First of all,
Do they lisp in Estonia?
so where is Estonia?
It's kind of like near like Russia and all those kind of places, isn't it?
Okay. I didn't get it personally because I don't know where Estonia is, and I've never been. So I didn't really know the reference.
Well, I guess it's like based on their like native dress or something.
Mm.
I just thought weird white knicker. Not sure if chaps are part of their traditional look. I've had it up to here with people bastardising chaps. I'm thinking about you, Electra Fence. I'm thinking about you, River Medway.
Oh, she is. Sorry, girls. She is a chaps purist.
She
If you
is.
ain't a cowboy.
6 truffles.
I thought it seemed well put together, and I thought it seemed polished. I just didn't get the reference, so I gave it 7. Next up, we have Charity Case.
No.
Oh, no, we don't. Sorry. Oh, how dare I breeze past Teresa. Serving you high art.
Love this one.
Me too. I just thought it was so well painted.
And the fact that she did it all herself is so sick.
Which shows, I love when their artistry like extends into other sort of like mediums, and they're like, oh no, I'm a painter. I'm like, I am an artist.
I am an artist.
Yeah.
Again, love the 80s vibe of
Yeah.
the tailoring, hair by Flash Wigs, kind of went with it.
Yeah,
Good for
I
that pop
saw.
art runway as well.
Yeah.
I gave it 8 truffles.
I gave it 9. I really loved it, and I thought it was just great. Then last up, we have Charity Case serving you freak show. So open the floor up, Lukey.
Love the crystallized bell end. Very, very Lukey.
Very.
Do I have a clown phobia now? It kind of reminded me of American Horror Story, the Trump one, and one of them has like a real like dick nose
Oh,
mask,
yeah.
and that literally makes me feel sick. It's like a walking rape threat.
Yeah.
So maybe I do have a slight clown phobia. I gave it 8 truffles because I could see the work was in it, but I didn't actually aesthetically like it.
But then not all drag presentation is to like, and that's not all art is to enjoy.
No, that's why I gave it 8 truffles
Yeah.
despite not
Yeah.
liking it.
Well, that's very big of you.
Thank you.
So, but you had a question about, is it drag?
Yeah.
Pourquoi?
Well, I don't know, because I'm just asking, like, because if that's drag, then what stops, like, people just dressed as clowns, is that drag then?
Because I think for me personally, that drag is often using gender presentation and gender ideas and concepts and fucking with them. So the fact that there was like the dick in the box and stuff, maybe the presentation was like genderless, but like it's still I think if you're in performance mode and you are performing as a character, that can always be drag as much as you want it to. Like, there's been so many.
So that means that, like, people at festivals doing weird walkabout stuff, are they doing drag?
I think drag is what you're going to classify it as. If Charity is like, I am doing drag, then they're doing drag. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's self-expression, it's performance. So I don't think you class it as how it's received. It's what you think you're giving off. And I do see that as drag because they are like fully painted. They were in a costume. The thing is that first of all, this is like my absolute favourite look. I thought it was fucking amazing. And they made it all. It's giving non-traditional silhouettes. Like if they turned around and been like, I am a woman freak show jester, then would that make the audience feel better that it was drag?
I don't know. But let's move on because we're running out of time.
Yeah. But I fucking loved it. I gave it a 10. What did you give it?
8.
Oh, fantastic. So then we move into the asorbic part of the show called Zinger and Minger, where we talk about the wig that really fucking zinged for us and then the wig that maybe not so much. Hit me with your zinger.
I was quite strapped for zingers, to be honest. Huh?
Underwhelmed?
Yeah.
Wow.
I would have to go with Teresa's yellow art flash wig.
That was nearly going to be mine as well. I actually went for Anubis' squid wig because it was like, when I saw the photo of it later on her Instagram, I was like, this is fucking brilliant. Shout out to Style by Vodka. Love it so much. And the Minger.
Would be Electra's minor shake and go.
Really? Mine would be Veronica Green's green perm with exposed hair clip that you could see. Just thought, not into the colour, not into just wasn't here
I
for
don't
it.
mind it. Don't mind the colour. Not mad at a little
Cool.
side thingy.
It was just no, let's not get into that. Yeah.
So the safe queens were Kitty, Ella, Veronica, Vanity, Teresa, and Charity. So they've headed back to Untucked, and I've totted up from the last 2 runways who my top 3 and bottom 3 were.
Yeah. And
you done
are
the same?
Are they matching?
No, not at all.
Okay, so who are your top three?
My top were Veronica, Charity, and Teresa,
Yeah.
and my bottoms were Veronica, Electra, and Kitty and Anubis Tide.
My tops were Victoria Scone, Crystal Versace, and Charity Case, who seemed very pressed. Quite rightly so, I think. And my low balls was Veronica Green, Ella Day, and Kitty Scott Claus. Did we have the same low balls?
No.
No. Which interestingly, they obviously most of my low hangers weren't actually in the bottom. They were all safe.
Although looking at the lineup, I was like, I don't want any of these honeys to go
Oh,
yet. Give
no.
them another week.
No, not at all. I wish they would have done that sort of fake start first week where you just like, actually, no one's going
Bring
home.
out bloody Cynthia Lee.
Oh, please don't.
So moving on to the judges' critiques. I thought it was so cute seeing Victoria trying to like hold it together when Rue was basically saying how like groundbreaking she is, like what a delight it is to have you here. And you could just, when like you could feel like your face trembling and you're trying to just be like, yep,
I was nearly vomiting in my own mouth though that RuPaul has the audacity to stand there and be like, Victoria Scone, congratulations on breaking down the barriers that I personally put up on my own show. It's like, you've somehow managed to get here. As if he has zero power in the casting, anything. It's like, you somehow managed to just beat all the odds and get here. It's like,
it's as if there's been like...
someone denying women allowing being
like
on the show.
AFAB queens applying every year, but this is the first time someone's been good enough to get on.
I'm very interested to know if any women have applied before.
Well, yeah, I'm interested to know if she was invited to apply or she was just like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. And they were like, well, the ball's on this AFAB, eh?
Yeah.
Let's fucking get her in.
Because I don't know any other queens that have said that they've applied. Any cis or trans women that have... but maybe that's the way to go now. Maybe the drag king should just be like, I'm going to apply. And let's just see how it rolls.
Yeah, if you're good enough, why would they not want that on their show?
Exactly. You want the best fucking show and the best queens. How would you feel to be safe the first week?
Fantastic.
Yeah, you'd be like, okay, I'm fine.
Yeah. I'm happy to be safe up until like the last few episodes.
Yeah. Okay. Getting that older night. Who is it that was just like never won anything?
Well, there's been a few.
In the... saying basic to Anubis is just fucking mental. Like, I just couldn't understand it. I was looking at this girl that was in, like, she completely changed up all her makeup. She had a fucking squid on her head. I get that the dress, they were like, I'm not crazy about the dress, but like, it's not basic. I just like couldn't disagree more. I know maybe you're looking at me being like...
I think from the neck
babe.
down, it was pretty basic. It just seemed like she thought the top half was so good that the bottom half kind of isn't. Like, under the sea, like you've literally got so much madness you can get into, or even just like continuing on from the squid, like the bottom of you could be just like a massive like ink puddle that's like dripping and something. Do you know what I mean? Just like
she definitely could have gone further, but I just don't think like to point her out as this like that was all that was said to her. Just like it's so simple, it's so basic, like all the time. It's like I said, like Crystal Versace, for example, like her first outfit was quite basic. Like it was exquisite. Like the whole thing looked as a vision like great, but like I just think they really pick and choose what they really pinpoint as like this is insulting how basic it is, and I just didn't really feel it was justified with her. That's me Percy. Loved the light shade of River Medway being like, it's a really famous statue in the UK. It's like, does anyone on the panel know anything about the UK?
Have you ever heard of this statue?
I've actually seen it. When I saw her on Instagram, I was like, oh, I have seen that before, but I am not that far away from Kent.
Yeah, I mean, I've never fucking heard of it.
Yeah, that was. I just need to point out, I will not bear any River Medway slander. It is episode 1, and I would die for them.
Just the fact that RuPaul, like, nothing is funnier than seeing RuPaul like shitting herself laughing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't really get why Scarlett was in the top no Sade. I was thought, oh, okay.
I just thought what she did was. Yeah, I mean, it's all very confusing at the beginning, but I just think maybe like the character, maybe it just shows you just like if you're very easy to love, then they'll just be like, nah.
All right, then, babe.
Yeah. The body on Crystal Versace is ridiculous. You can only achieve that if the original starter of the body before you pad is like
bones.
Yeah, just
skeleton.
a tiny, tiny person. And then to pad that hard on top of it is just like, that's cartoon proportions. Just like the person at The Incredibles. Just absolutely incredible. Oh, see what I did there. Scarlett Harlot reminds me of like a baby Blair. A little. I don't know what a baby Blair sperm.
Fetus,
Yeah. But she reminds me of a bit of a Blair St. Clair a little bit. Do you see it?
No.
Okay. And then we head into Untucked, and the cocktails look like Vimto. I thought that's not going to cut it. We just get the girls juiced up. Scarlett Harlot looks, when I then saw it later on, looks very much like a Barbie. But if Barbie had a very square jaw. But I love that jaw on her. Like, because she's got such a feminine face and then a real like tin of paint.
It kind of annoys me when people like have to do the I really didn't think you were going to be in the top, actually, because it's like, what are you trying to achieve? Like, she was in the top. All
And
you're
you're
doing
not.
is showing everyone you're pressed and potentially making a bit of an enemy from this person who's doing better than you in the competition right now.
But that you probably would.
I would
maybe
keep
not
it to
you.
myself.
Yeah, maybe not you specifically, but I understand why people do that. They're like, I don't like, just because I'm here, it doesn't mean that I fully think that all of the judges' scores and judges' opinions.
But it's like,
the truth.
let this little girl who's having a moment have a moment.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's really hard early on when you're serving something, like with Anubis, when you're serving something that is like, this is quintessential me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like this represents me well. If it's when it's something so personal, and again, like what she said with the story about her dad, like, I can't imagine how difficult that is to like then take just like heavy criticism on, and everyone's like, no, it's shit, I hate it. It's like, no, this is really personal to me. They're like, yeah, but it's ugly, it's basic. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's mental. And seeing like when they were like, Anubis, you okay? And she was like, yeah, I think so. It was like,
See who's number one, hun, immediately dropping everything to go and give her a hug.
it is becoming increasingly difficult to live, laugh, laugh in these situations. They're having a tough old time on the backstage.
Thoughts on Anubis and Electra being in the bottom two and also being Truffle Pig customers? Are we cursed? Is that something we've done?
No, because if history is anything to go by, the customers have done quite well.
Okay.
Let's hope.
Yeah, all right.
Electra, you better stick in
We've
there.
got a joint second and a fifth so far, so come on, Lecky.
Yeah. I thought it was very sad. But then we move on to the judges.
I don't really have much to say about their comments, but very excited about 2 lip syncs. I hope that this is going to be like the blueprint from now on, a top and a bottom lip sync.
Yeah. Can I just, at this point, just say that I think Matt Lucas is such a shit judge.
Oh, luckily he's been and gone now.
He's just like a clown. He's like zero expertise on drag, really on performance, on the comedy.
He is a lady, Barney. How dare you?
Exactly. But I just thought that, like, of all the judges, he was like, I actually found him quite irritating. Like, he didn't really say anything. You know, he was just like making like I thought she was a cat.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, it was just like nothing he said was funny. He wasn't giving any sort of like actual commentary on things they could improve or things that he liked or whatever. I was just like, what a waste of. And his jokes are just still on that Little Britain level, which we've, as a society, have progressed past the need for Little Britain, I think. Do you see they took it after there was like huge complaints and stuff, and they've just taken it off BBC iPlayer because people are like, we don't want, it shouldn't be put anywhere. Good.
I hope that gross airport one of theirs has gone too, when most of it they're just sort of playing Indian men.
I mean, their legacy should just disappear into the sea.
So weird though, like as a gay man, that he would be happy to put all of this kind of stuff out there.
It's worse that David Walliams, as a supposedly straight man, is so comfortable.
Very supposedly, I believe.
Is so comfortable. And also met him a couple of times. Bad vibes.
Really?
Sincerely bad vibes.
He used to go out with one of the models that...
Lara Stone?
No, Emily Scott.
Oh, just like real bad vibes. I'll say it one more time. But then we head into the lip sync, which is our 2 winners of the week, Crystal Versace and Her Royal Highness Victoria Scone. I'm going to have to get into the practice of saying scone because I'm a scone girl. But how hath no fury like a woman sconed? You know how it's supposed to be said.
Scones.
Are you scones?
No, scones.
Oh, okay.
To me, I think scones is posh.
How fucking dare you?
I would have loved to do this fucking song.
I would have loved
think
to
I would
see
have
you
done
do
better
it.
than both of them put
Wow,
together.
she bold.
It's
what about
so dramatic, and you could ham it up so much.
What about when Crystal turned to her and was like, good luck, babe. You're going to need it. I was like,
I love how she was
Definitely fighting
backstage,
talk.
like warming up with high kicks. We didn't see none of that, honey.
But she did do a double tour on lair into box splits. So I'll give her that.
What's a tour on lair?
A jump in the air.
Thank you.
A spinning jump.
Thank you. That's all we needed to say, really, wasn't it? You didn't need to flex your fucking dance training on us.
It's French, honey. It's French. The Total Eclipse, when Total Eclipse of the Heart started, I honestly nearly passed out. I was like,
It was so weird though because they both did the exact same thing at the
tandem
beginning.
turn around.
They both like walked to the back and turn around. It's like
yeah, that's
obviously
theatre, baby.
No, but it was weird because like they were doing the same thing, but it was slightly off because obviously they weren't choreoed. So it was just like, what's going on? Have my cataracts gone mad or something?
I just thought it was. I thought poor Victoria Scott in her neck cone like a dog who bites his stitches.
I love the way she took the sandwich off there.
I just thought hopefully she'll get that off because I didn't want it to be restrictive for her. But I mean, I thought personally, for me, I thought that she killed it. Victoria Scott.
Yeah, I thought she was going to win.
I thought it was very neck and neck. I thought she's like, I loved that Crystal gave you like the high intensity, but I thought she gave you that, but also the comedy, and it was just, she was silly and she was stupid, and I just thought, I don't know, I thought that Rue, of all people, would have preferred that.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit Park and Barkey because it's such a theatrical song. I wanted more entertainment, but yeah, loved it.
Crystal pulled it back with them, couple of banger moves, because she will not be boxed in as an Instagram girl because she is what, a performer,
honey.
Yeah, and she is. And we have the winner of that is Crystal Versace. And
did you think she would have won first week?
I don't know.
Cool. Moving on.
I just think there's so many sick girls. Like, if you told me Charity won, sure. Victoria would have won, sure. Teresa, like, so many of them are just great. So it's like, I mean, of course she could have won. Like, but there's just so many fucking good ones. And then next up, we have Electra Fence versus Anubis Finch. Electra's face looks so angelic and soft in that light hair. Just like, what cute little baby angel.
I would hate to do this.
Well, you're not a mixer.
No,
you?
but I feel like it's not even a good mixer song.
No. What would your top Little Mix song be? I don't think I can even name like more than 2 Little Mix songs.
I'm trying to think now. There's the Black Magic one.
Definitely not.
There's Shout Out to My Ex.
Definitely not.
Yeah, I don't think I'm a mixer.
I would have struggled with all of Little Mix songs. They're just not. You've got to be able to give that cheesy pop.
But it was just a bit like
vibe.
nothing happened in the verse, and then it's got this kind of that weak, like bashment kind of rhythm on the underneath.
Can we talk about the move? You know what move I'm talking about.
How is that? How are you bouncing off your inner shin bones? What the fuck?
I think because she is 5'2", everything is just so small. Like, really, she's only jumping
like if you drop a hamster and nothing happens to it because it's so little.
Really, she's only jumping like 6 centimeters off the floor. It just looks big because she's so tiny.
I don't understand where you're grasping the strength from and the power to.
You're
do
using
that.
your thighs. You're pushing up. You're using like your shins and your knees, and you're pushing up from your thighs on it.
Can you do it on video to show the gals and put it on the pod?
Yeah, I could, especially in heels as well. It would help because you'd have like this.
She was in jelly shoes.
A heeled jelly shoe, Lukey. First of all, the legacy of Miss Jennifer Lemon. I've just seen her show too many times to know that she was obviously going to turn it. I was like, when that bashment rhythm kicks in, like, it's over.
I just felt bad for Anubis though, because
Same.
I feel like with anyone else, she would have had more of a chance. But
Yeah.
this bitch was literally turning tricks.
The stunts for days.
Non-stop.
And also that poor Joe Black Brighton curse. You know, if you're from Brighton, you're going home first, honey. I did see that Joe Black had tweeted saying RuPaul is no longer allowed in Brighton. I thought, good for you.
That's reminded me of a meme that they were talking about on Race Chaser, when they talk. You know,
do you watch Race Chaser? Do you listen to Race Chaser?
I do. When they, with the episode when Rue was wearing the blue fringing doing like the hand performance.
Yeah.
They were like, she was really happy because she got to send Jan home again that day or something.
Same. It's just frustrating, I think, a little bit when your runway outfit, if you're really fucking into your runway outfit, if it limits you then lip syncing later on. And I think with her, with Anubis, you saw she couldn't really throw herself on the floor because her wig would have come off. Like, she had like a stacked
I wonder if that's
caged
even
wig.
her style.
I think it is. I think because you saw her throw herself on the floor, but she was like holding the wig and stuff, and she's in a floor length dress. She hasn't got loads of motion. I think maybe she could have benefited from a little Chanel tossing the wig off to show some vulnerability. You know,
She should have done what all the good drunk girls do and just lift your skirt up, hoik your skirt up on mid thigh, and then you have a lovely boogie. No hems getting.
well, if it's caged, what I would have done is I would have had a wig underneath. I would have just like loosened the lace, and just as soon as I got out there, just pulled it off and just let down a little 30-inch plucked number.
Sure, but I was talking about the problems with the dress.
Yeah, I mean, many problems for you. But Unfortunately, and it is really with a heavy heart, that I say, unfortunately, Anubis Finch is our first casualty of UK Drag Race Season 3.
So quick, isn't it? You're
I know.
in and out in a second.
And again, it just felt so unjustified. I just think that but so elegantly handled. I thought she was like, it's really fucking tough to go home first, especially if you don't think you should, which I personally don't. I don't think.
Who do you think should have gone home? Veronica?
I just, nothing about the runway. I didn't like the opening look. I didn't like the runways. But I mean, maybe it's just not my style. But what I love about Anubis is that she gives you non-traditional. She's interesting. You don't know what she's going to bring out. And that's what I want to see more of. But yeah.
I cannot wait to hear Crystal's assessment of the girls next week.
I mean, can you imagine? Carte blanche of just being like, tell these hoes that you've just beaten what you think of them each, one by one. Lukey, let's talk Rose and Thorn.
Let's do it.
What was your rose?
My Rose and Thorn's just got to be the Scominator being on it, if we're calling her that. I guess so. I didn't think I cared that much, but it turns out it's a pretty big deal.
That was going to be my thing, but I knew that was what you were going to say. So I just put how high the level of drag is, because it means we're just going to get bangers all season long. But yeah, sidebar that like Victoria real shooketh me, to be honest. And just as well, the fact that she came in and she's like top of her fucking game. That's sick. The Thorn.
Veronica's grubby little hands. I'll get the picture. Disgusting.
Disgusting!
Yeah. I mean, I can't wait to see this, because I actually did not notice this. I was probably looking away. My Thorn was, I know it's broken record time, but I just really fucking didn't want Anubis to go. And I was like, she also just released a video. Everyone go over to Anubis's Instagram and go show her some love. But she just released a video called Sour Melody. Lol. And just seeing, like, first of all, she dances in it, and she's a jazz vocalist, but also just seeing like her level of drag, like the wigs, the costumes, everything that she shows in that video, it's just like she really fucking did go way too soon.
I suppose, yeah, if you go out first and you just like make a video with all the looks she would have worn on the thing and be like, this is my package, it's not getting wasted.
She just had so much more to give.
So my lovely life partner at home gave us the idea that after the first episode, we should either write down who we think is going to win and put it in an envelope, or top 3 and put it in an envelope. I have not done it yet because, annoyingly, I know some inside information. So people I thought, only stuff you've leaked to me. So there's people that I maybe would have put in envelopes, I know that will not be in envelopes anymore. Shout
out to all of our friends who apply for Drag Race, don't get on, and then find it necessary to tell everyone the exact order of every single person that's leaving.
Yeah, cheers for that. But thought maybe we should do it still. Thought maybe it's a fun game for you, honeys, on the end of your wireless.
Maybe you do it with us.
Exactly.
Maybe you do it with us.
And then maybe at half point we can check in and see. It's a bit like Cluedo, I guess.
Yeah.
Who we think's going to do it. But
It was Scarlet Harlot on the runway.
Doing a shit.
With the pearls underneath the heels.
But yes, on that note.
Can I just say?
Go on.
Our Princess Di would have loved season 3, wouldn't she? What a fucking great episode back. It's like we never left, innit?
We honestly haven't.
No, and I obviously we love All Stars, but when it's UK, it hits different, and I'm so excited to be back.
So please like and subscribe and share and follow and buy our wigs.
Yeah, and go tell a friend. Go tell a friend what a fucking great time you've had over the past hour and a half.
What a hoot.
Yeah.
Love you, gals, and see you next week.
See you soon.
Bye.